The craftsman can never be bigger than his craft. So I soak in poetry, vowels and consonants, constantly constructing reality. I use poetry to bend life into the mold of my dreams and sculpt visions with the point of my pen. So as I scribed the hieroglyphics of my higher self, I realized how many words were left unsaid. Like I could divide language 100 different ways, but my words would only present a fraction of my depth. So to make up the numbers, to become whole instead, I pick up the pen and drop it again, come like sets on the bench the way I say it with chest. Okay. The way I say it with chest. I do everything in my process of artistry. The art in me has to be crafted like carpentry. I flip it, spin it, spit it, composer, critic, composure's critical. And as I search my interiors, driven by the fear of being inferior in theory, fear has been my poetry's maker. The fear of failure, fear of being a trailer, trail behind the best, I'd rather meet my maker. So I bring talent to your eye line by the words that I make up. There's a process to progress. I said there's a process to progress. I progress my process by studying flows. Forget sticks and stones, words crack skulls. Foul is this pen, but there's range in these shots. I'm the black skulls, watch how the black rolls. Use a cue on an 8-ball and watch how my pot goes. In layman terms, I'm high in this pool of poetry. I'm versatile, I'm pro-evolution, pro-revolution, pro-consistent execution. I chop excuses with sharp syllables, words said in sublime subliminals. Not even lemon and lime will make your face as sour as these lyricals. Period. I said, period. Periods pass while my pen cleanses my insides, period. Periodically speaking, I'm raising my pen's pH to a PhD. HD flows, how it became clearer to me. Most days I have a duty to STTP. That's speak truth to power.
Yeah.
The regular routine, like lips and coochies, tips, tits and hoochies. I wouldn't wait in line even if she was a QT. Have to keep my head above the water. Didn't you know that it's the beauty in life that attracts the lambs to the slaughter? So tits and hoochies, lips and coochies, broads that come broader, borderline bribery, nuclear effects corrupting weak men. So forgive me if my words are weapons of mass destruction. My lines come laced with a tint of vengeance. I ensure I charge up my bars and live by my words, my poetry a life sentence. Because the words go on and on. Ability and durability, so I cross lines to infinity and beyond. I'll say it again, I want my buzz to deliver light for years, touching minds and fighting tears, tears of tyranny taking peers. My poetry's biggest fear is talking on deaf ears. No wonder why there's death here. Poetry is my craft. Alright. Part 2. I can't do that. Straight into it. Money is the root of all evil, but can only grow in the hearts of men. I want to touch the borders of living. You can have life and not live. Some people are walking dead. That's what I feel like sometimes. A slave to my reactions. Living in zombie mode, I make way for my distractions, my animalistic tenets. I'm human, or maybe this label makes me feel that I'm somehow too high to fall to these animalistic pleasures. Capturing my time by occupying my mind. I only act out what they measured they could measure. How could I be so naive? That my sense of autonomy came from choosing which soul-crushing degree could change life's angles by a few degrees. Want me to sacrifice my life to have a moment where I stand on a tower of ivory, frame it as ambition, masculine, package it, mismanage it. Now it's money over family, yet the money you never sat with it. Slipped your hands through it. The produce you produce for. Numbers on the screen, money is just a tool for the consumer to consume on, the cycle that we compute on. Predictable, unreal but not fictional, freedom conditional. How is it that criminals are more free than a law-abiding individual? How did they crack that code? That some of the laws that govern our modern reality created by the antagonist, racist, narcissistic class of the old. I'm questioning what's meant for him. Questioning why he's dead within, even though he's dedicated his life to what he believed was meant for him. I was broke till I became woke. Even though money made me less of a lesser, I realized that money is the smoke that chokes the beggar, so I beg to differ. Sin isn't just for the sinner. So when I win to be a winner, I keep my heart in my hand, money and power a trickster. Can't fall for the delusion of the civilized. They feed on the poor from the source. How they source a penny in gold. Money slipping through fingers before the work's even been sold. Before you was involved. School becomes a factory where profit is evolved. Rewriting stories, how many stories never told? Subtracting freedom and suppressing genius. Using formulas, definitions and equations. But no formula can define what my worth is equating. How schools tries to force greatness without patience. Move youth through the product line like cash crops. Indoctrinate minds that won't question when the cash drops, or corrupt souls enough to hate whoever causes the cash loss. Souls and minds primed for society's cash box. Every step in this rat race feels in vain, but in my blood boils creation. I wish vanity was about what was in vain, then I'd be obsessed with my own meditations of Vanity Fair. Front page. You could say a rogue turned vogue, I'd be a role model on the stage. I said, my heart's pumping, but the pupils dilated. My poetry tries to fashion students of the game.
Okay.
That is all yours. All the land, bookstores, metaphors, syllables, shores, daytime, nighttime, lifetime, try to minimize my lifeline. Govern how our time flies, yet we're born in the same timeline, caught red-handed. How water became branded and traveling your planet became sanctioned. Worship rules and regulations like they ain't tools facilitating daylight robbery. Man has placed his opinion onto me. I am a consequence of his autobiography, his bio automated onto me. His view of right and wrong, morality. Meanwhile, he bends his rights over his wrongs, a duality. Drawing lines on maps like galleries, architects of reality. Breaks bones to break bread, takes homes and fakes death. Power has a million heads, it can't be Hell Hydra instead. So I guess it's one head at a time. Tariq.
Yeah.